to reset the trade for anybody that missed it last night, because it didn't involve players, so you may have just seen it briefly. Oh, okay, the Suns, traded some picks. Okay, well, they traded away their 2031 unprotected first-round pick for a 2025 first, a 2027 first, a 2029 first, but all of those first-rounders that they're getting are whatever the worst pick is among Cleveland, Minnesota, or Utah. So if Utah has the 4th pick and Minnesota has the 17th and Cleveland has the 28th, well, the Suns get the 28th. So there's reasons they did it. It certainly seems like the precursor to trying to go all in on Jimmy Butler. They would have had to do this to be able to get Jimmy Butler. Now, there's other steps they have to clear too. But Wolf, I don't know about you, but my mind immediately goes to, hold on. If this is going to be scorched earth at some point in 2 or 3 years, what does that mean for Devin Booker?
Yeah.
Whether you win a title or not, what does that mean for Devin Booker?
What does that mean for Devin Booker right there? Honestly, are you willing to sacrifice whatever that might mean for Devin Booker at some point in time? If you won a championship in the next 2 years, how would you feel about that?
That's the producer of the year question right there.
Again, how would you feel after that? Because knowing that, well, we've got no draft picks whatsoever. It's not like we're going to be able to rebuild. Thank you, Ryan Dunn. Thank you, Oso, for showing up and actually contributing. And I can see them contributing regardless of what happens.
They're going to be the 2 leading scorers in a couple of years.
But it's like, okay, scorched earth. Book, was it worth it to go ahead and say, you know what, we're going to win a world championship in the next 2 or 3 years,
man,
before you go, and then Book, it's over.
And then you're going to go. Man, that's a tough question right there. If the question is as simple, Suns fans, would you be willing to give up the rest of Devin Booker's career in Phoenix? He goes somewhere else in like 2 or 3 years, but you win a title in those 2 or 3 years.
Oh, that is.
Would you do it?
What do we have here? A poll question or something like that?
Rick, we could post that.
Do we not have a poll question right there?
I don't think Rick's listening to
us. Or
us.
maybe we could bang that thing out as a matter of fact.
I don't even know what the answer would be.
Just do it on the Wolf and Luke page.
Yeah. Wolf could do it.
No, I could not, but you get my point. Would you be okay with that?
It's a great question. And
that's a listeners only question.
Oh,
if ever there was one,
we could do that tomorrow.
That is a listeners only question. We'll do it tomorrow.
Man, that is I'm writing that down on this piece of paper.
Write it down.
All right.
Because that is, would you be okay with that? Is that a possibility? Devin Booker, you guys go out, you win a championship, and Book's gone.
Book is gone. Whatever. Let's say you win next year, but Book is gone, and you kind of know it after the 27 season or something. Now, the wrinkle to that, of course, is there's no guarantee they're winning a championship if they get Jimmy Butler. I'm pretty sure they won't be the odds-on favorites to win a championship if they get Jimmy Butler. So it's not as cut and dry. Like, if you can wrap your head around, man, okay, Book spends the second half of his career or whatever, the final third of his career somewhere else, but we win a championship with Booker. That's part of it. Booker gets to win a championship here first. That in itself is tough enough to wrap your head around. But the reality is, you're not guaranteed to win a championship. You're not even close. I don't even think if you get Jimmy Butler, it's intriguing. You have a shot, but that's far from, okay, we're going to win a championship, right, but we're going to pay for it in a few years.
Yeah, no, that is who knows what could possibly happen right there. And then also, too, just knowing the Suns have traded away everything. All of their picks. Now, I know they got 3 back. Mm-hmm. Wolf, what are you talking about? They got 3 number 1s.
They got those so they can trade them.
Right, exactly. But still, they got 3 number 1s right now. I just wonder, does this turn into free agent paradise, for lack of a better way of saying it? This is all we're going to do ever. Sign people here. And, of course, that includes a lot of minimum contracts as well if you're going to go down that route.
Yeah.
But still, would you be okay with that, Suns fans, knowing you have no draft picks to build your team whatsoever?
Well, I think if in that scenario Devin Booker is still here, if you're telling me there's a scenario, okay, they go get Jimmy Butler, and they're in it this year. They contend, they win a playoff series or 2, and next year they're in it, and maybe they win the whole thing. And then, eventually you don't have picks, but you're putting a competitive team around Devin Booker for the rest of his career after that. He's still here. You're probably not winning any titles, but you're competitive. You're bringing in decent players. What they are right now is frustrating because they're supposed to win the title. If this right now was their downtime, hey, we're a 500 team and we still have Book, hey, I'd be fine with that. If the trade-off is that this is what it's going to look like in 3 years, fine. But I think the trade-off, you have to at least beware the trade-off could be like 25-win seasons again and just Devin Booker and Ryan Dunn and a bunch of second-round picks if you're not careful.
Just, really at that point in time, would Book be okay with that? I just don't see that.
Would you fault him if he wasn't at that point?
No, I would not fault him. I love the smoldering Devin Booker, but, man, I just don't see that being the case. I don't.
I hope, and I assume they are, just thinking about these scenarios. Like, I like the fact that Ishbia comes in and they're aggressive. And how long have Suns fans wanted their owner to spend money and be aggressive?
This is the definition of it.
To the extreme.
Yes. It is the definition of an owner coming in and being aggressive. Can you say reckless?
I don't know.
I would not. Matty-ish, I mean, this is, he is going after it. There's never been a doubt about that.
Yeah.
There's never been a doubt.
He's been true to his word.
Ishbia, he has been true to his word. He is going for it all in.
And I do like that. I don't want that to get, I like that.
We talked about it. How many times have we talked about, man, wouldn't it be great to have an all-in owner they're going to push the chips into the center of the table and say, we got one shot at this. I don't care what happens 5 years from now because the next 3, we better win one or we're done.
But Ishbia's like, he didn't just push his chips out of the center. He's like, okay, here's the turn card. He's playing poker. He's like, okay, I'm going to toss my watch in there too. And they flipped like the river card. And he's like, what do you think of my car out there? Like he's putting everything into the middle of the table. He's obviously a very successful businessman. He didn't get to that point by being reckless. So I'm assuming there's at least a thought down of like, but I just wonder, Wolf, all those times where you're like, wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall? Wouldn't you like to be in those meetings and be like, hey, has anybody thought about 2028 at all?
It's got to be. It's kind of like the end of the world as we know it, metaphorically speaking. Who did that? What song is that, by the way?
REM. That's REM.
Oh, yeah, it was REM. I'm not a big REM fan.
Doesn't sound like it.
So, yeah. But they did do that song, and it kind of feels like you're on that train right now.
It does.
And you're going down those tracks.
Yeah.
Devin Booker, what are the odds right now? Knowing all of this, what are the odds Devin Booker ends his career as Sun? The way that this is going down the track right now, not good.
I don't love this conversation. I don't
Not
love
good.
where this conversation's going. Real quick, here's Bobby Marks on with Bickley and Murata this morning.
I don't think there was something lined up already where you make the deal and then all of a sudden, all of a sudden Bradley is traded and you get Jimmy and stuff like that. I think you make the deal knowing that you have 3 options instead of 1 now. With these draft picks, whether it be Beal, whether it be Nurkic, whether it be somebody else out there that, as we get closer to the deadline, to go out and try to, try to trade for. They're as we've said, as you guys know, listen, like time's running out on this group. I mean, that's the reality of it here as far as the team that you've gone all in. And this is one of your few assets that you can get and then try to upgrade this roster with 2 weeks left.
Yeah. A lot more on this, obviously, throughout the show. There's a lot of different directions you can take the Phoenix Suns conversation right now.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.